About to begin the services for Mrs. Fira Goltser. We want to welcome everyone here at the chapel as well as those of you viewing the funeral online. For those of you present here at the chapel, if you have a cell phone with you, please place it in the silent mode or turn it off completely. That would be appreciated. The service this afternoon will be conducted by Rabbi Official Zlatopolsky.
We're here for a very sad occasion, but just looking around the room makes an extremely special occasion, very close-knit occasion, because everybody's here as a family. It's only the family here, and it's hard to speak, definitely hard to give over a message of 95 years of a person's life in a couple of words. I'll start with the fact that we're saying goodbye to a generation. We're not just saying goodbye to a person, but we're saying goodbye to a generation. There's nobody left in our family that from that generation. That's a last member. It's a very special generation and extremely special person. Now, from our side of the family, we have a special message to give to this generation because of this family, because of Goltser family, my wife and my whole side of the family are here. So we've been brought to this family because of them. They brought us, they took care of us, they make sure that we have a roof, even though I came later to the family, but by extension, it's a roof over their head. They have the food, they have clothing, and took care of all their needs before they stood on their feet. They say that a small act of kindness goes a long way. Now, definitely a big act of kindness goes definitely a long way, and that's what happened. That's my wife, my sister-in-law, our children. Baruch Hashem, we have grandchildren, and it's all because of that seminal act of kindness, a great act of kindness, which went tremendously long way. Now, when I came into the family, it was almost 30 years ago. So my aunt made an impression on me, and she made an impression on an extremely strong and energetic person, which stood out among the other family members. Now, if you can describe the way my impression was, and my impression that remained, in one word, that would be stark. She was a very strong person, very energetic person. Her energy and her starkheit, her strength, exhibit itself in many ways. Again, I have very limited exposure. Maybe we'll have some family members speaking about it. They'll definitely give much better picture. But my impression, and what I've heard in the last couple of days, was that her tremendous sense of identity, of Jewish identity, of tremendous sense and pride of who she was and where she came from. And that was almost contagious. When you come in her presence, you had this sense, that feel, that vibrancy that she had, that was given over to everybody in her immediate presence. And even when she was not well and she was not disoriented and not well conscious, but she maintained that sense, that core, that foundation of who she was and the pride and everything that was Yiddish, everything was Jewish, everything that was the place she came from. She took a special pride in that and gave it over. JFK, President Kennedy, I think in 1963, he gave a speech in West Berlin, and he said, this was addressed to the people of Berlin, that he told them that one day that each one of them will say, "Ich bin a Berliner." So you say that everybody will say here, they'll be proud to say that I'm a Berliner. That was in the context of the wall in the Berlin, of the whole separation, the Cold War, and he has encouraged the people that one day everybody will say that Ich bin a Berliner. Now, I doubt that Fira ever heard about this address, but she had a more significant message to give over. And her legacy of her lifetime is to say that Ich bin a Yid, that I'm a Jew. That was her pride. That was her message. That was a legacy, that Ich bin a Yid, that I'm a Jew, and she was proud to be so. And she had a legacy. She had a message. She had something to give over, and she was proud of that message. We find in a more significant source, we find that Prophet Yonah, the Prophet Yonah was in a boat, and a tremendous storm, and it wasn't clear why and where the storm is coming from. And the people on the boat, that all kind of nations were there, and they start asking this prophet, who they did not know was a prophet, but they felt that he is a source of this calamity. They ask him, what's your profession? What's your occupation? Who are you? Where are you coming from? What are you doing here? He answered with one phrase. He says, Ivri Anochi, I'm a Jew, and I fear God. That was his description. That was his essence. He described himself as, who are you? Where are you coming from? He didn't say his profession, his occupation, I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer. That wasn't important. His inner sense was Ivri Anochi, that I'm a Jew, Ich ben a Yid. That was his occupation, that was his mission. And that was the aspiration, I fear God. That's what he's all about. And that's a sense of saying goodbye to this legacy. And hopefully just goodbye to a person, but not goodbye to a legacy. That message that who am I and what am I giving over? That sense of pride, that sense of mission, that sense of purpose that she carried is hopefully will carry along. And even though we're saying goodbye to a person, like we said, we're saying goodbye to a person, but we're not saying goodbye to her accomplishments. The 95 years of accomplishments, of a message, of a legacy, that we're not saying goodbye to, that we hope to carry over, that we hope to take with us for forever. Fira passed away yesterday, and she passed away in a very peaceful way. She passed away in a sleep, in a peaceful way. That's something that, after 120, we wish for ourselves, to pass away in this peaceful way. Now, we know that a person has been endowed upon birth with two gifts, with a body and soul. So each one of us has a body, and each one has a physical part, and we have a spiritual part, we have a soul. The body was given to us as a tool. Like a person, he gets a job, he gets a tool set. He has a car, he has equipment. He's given a tool. He's given a tool to accomplish the mission. After the mission is complete, so there is a sense of separation. A person pulls his tools down, he returns the tool back to the employer, gives the tool back to where he took it from, and that's it. I sign out. I accomplished my mission. I've done what I'm supposed to do. Sometimes, and that's unfortunate, that a person develops a certain dependency and connection to the tools. He says, I don't want to go further. I'm not ready for that project. I just want to hold on to my tools. I want to hold on to my body. I just want to hold on to that physical parts which I acquired. I just want to hold on to them just for the sake of holding on to them. That's unfortunate, and that's somewhat of a painful separation. Separation will be there because the neshama, the soul has to move on to better things, to bigger and better things. But sometimes that neshama is too connected to those physical tools. And when that happens, it's unfortunately a very harsh separation. Sages say there's two models. Sometimes, if you imagine a thorn in a wool, and you try to pull it out, it doesn't come out so smoothly. It comes out with the fibers, with the wool. It doesn't come out by itself. The opposite model, if you imagine dropping a hair into a glass of milk. You pull it out, you don't sense any friction. It just comes out very smoothly, it comes out by itself. That's the two models. The successful model of a person in this world is to come out as a hair from the milk, without friction. Okay? I put down my tools, I accomplished my mission, I've done what I'm supposed to do, and I'm moving on to better and bigger things. That was Fira. She accomplished a mission. She has a sense of identity, and probably, we don't know what happens in heaven, but that's our hopeful guess. That's what took place. That she came out as a hair from the milk. It was a smooth transition. A person which had this sense of values, a strong sense of values, a strong sense of purpose and mission, which she gave over to us. She came out, accomplished the mission, and moved on to bigger and better things. Okay, that concludes this part of the service. So please, if anybody wants to share, anybody wants to speak, anyone wants to have some memories to share, now is a good time to do so.
Anybody wants to say something? I just want to say one thing. That today our father passed away. 3 years ago,
5 years ago, but today is his yahrzeit.
so they was. Oh, I'm sorry. That's where everybody.
Yeah, but the people online, maybe.
Oh. Our father passed away today, and it's so meaningful. My mom, I'm repeating my sister's words, that she was always so caring, not to bother anybody, to do everybody so everybody would be comfortable, just everything about everybody. And my sister said, Mom thought about us again. Why to go to our father Yutzker? She's just gonna die at that day. Yahrzeit. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, to the cemetery, and they're gonna do it all at once, not to bother kids. You know, good timing. So it's our mom. So thank you so much for coming. It's so good to see all of you, all of us together. She's happy too. She went through very hard passing. And my sister, who's much more knowledgeable than me in knowing Judaism, how it, and she is teaching me, and she's telling me almost every day a new story, and I am like taking it with so much. It's fun. It's wonderful, and I forgot what I wanted to tell. That's my age. I look good, but I'm older. What did I wanted to say? I forgot about something. I'm a little bit off. So it will come to me. What was I saying that I wanted to say? What did I start saying? I need to finish it. It was very interesting. And my sister said that the soul, when she comes to the earth, they already choose kind of how their life's gonna be, what they are willing to take as the suffering, as the, and we was talking that Mom was going through so much. I mean, it was such a difficult passing. And we were saying, why? With my sister, why does she needs to go through so much? She was unbelievable person. She never thought about herself. Everybody's before, even somebody who's not her family. That's sure. So such a unbelievable, beautiful soul has to suffer the way she did. It was awful. And Rima said to me, the soul she knew what she's gonna go because she was accepting that. But she takes everything that we're supposed to suffer and go through, from her kids, from her, take it for her. I'm gonna do it, and they gonna have it easy. I don't know if it's better than me, guys, but that's Mom. It's a mom. It's our mom.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the words. And I think we're ready to proceed to the cemetery. If nobody else wants to speak, we're ready to proceed to the cemetery. So,
We just have a few brief announcements before we leave for the cemetery. The interment will take place at Memorial Park Cemetery in Skokie. And for those of you in procession, please use your bright headlights and your emergency flashers at all times and stay as close to the car in front of you as safety allows. We will make sure we have a magnetic flag for on top of your car, as well as an orange funeral sticker to be placed inside the windshield. The Shiva will be at the Goltser residence immediately following the interment today until 9 p.m., and then Thursday from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. The address is in Des Plaines, 8928 Stephen Drive, Unit 1A. All that information is listed in the service folder, and it's also listed on our website. Going to ask the pallbearers to please step forward at this time. Jeff Zun, Alan Petrov, Anthony Goltser, Jacob Goltser, and everyone to please rise as we escort the casket from the chapel.